Yr wyf fi yma i fy llofnod isod, sef y swyddog canlyniadau yn etholiad cynghorydd dros adran etholiadol Llandysul yn Sir Ceredigion a gynhaliwyd ar y 3 o Fai yn hysbysu trwy hyn bod y nifer y pleidleisiau a fwriwyd fel ag anlyn. I, the undersigned, being the returning officer at the election of councillor for the Llandysul electoral division of the county of Ceredigion held on the 3rd of May, hereby give notice that the number of votes recorded is as follows. Evans, Keith, Annibynnol, Independent, 270 ag 271. Evans, Peter, Plaid Cymru, the Party of Wales, 370 ag 373. Nifer y papurau pleidleisio a wrthodwyd. The number of ballot papers rejected, 2. Ac rwyf yn datgan drwy hyn fod Peter Evans wedi ethol yn briodol yn gynghorydd dros adran etholiadol Llandysul. And I hereby declare that the said Peter Evans is duly elected councillor for the said electoral division of Llandysul.
I'm with Peter Evans, who's just been elected for Llandysul. Peter, you've unseated the leader of the party, the leader of the council, Keith Evans. How do you feel about that?
I'm very excited about it. People tend to think, that I fought this election to unseat Keith. But the thing is, you see, I have aspirations of my own. Aspirations channeled, if you like, through the Plaid Cymru manifesto and my own personal aspirations. And I've worked with Keith over many years on different committees. Keith is very active in the life of Llandysul. But firstly, I'd like to thank Keith and his predecessor, Divet, for all the work that they put in and done for the people of Llandysul.
So it was more of a personal campaign than a campaign to unseat him?
Well, I have, as I said, I have my own aspirations. I've campaigned for other candidates in the local county elections in Llandysul, but people were encouraging me to stand in my own name, and I thought it was a good idea.
Do you think it's be the start of a Plaid Cymru fight back in Ceredigion?
I hope it is. I mean, it's early days yet, you know what I mean? But we'll see how things pan out, first of all, do you know what I mean? And then we'll come to some sort of agreement, I suppose, with maybe the other parties. But, I always think upwards and onwards, you know what I mean? We'll see how things pan out, as I said.
Thank you. Peter Evans. I'm with Keith Evans, former leader of the council, who's recently lost his seat in Llandysul. Keith, you've been the leader of the council for quite a while now. Has it come as a surprise to lose your seat today?
Well, it's always a surprise because I think I've been a hard-working member of the authority and always done my best for not only the Llandysul town but for the whole of the county. And one is naturally disappointed, but there we are. That's an election. Somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. And
do you think
I was a loser?
Do you think this reflects a wider swing that we're going to see towards Plaid Cymru and Ceredigion this year?
I don't think so. I don't think Plaid Cymru will take control of Ceredigion, but if they do, they'll have to act totally differently to what they've done hitherto.
Says that he ran his campaign as a personal campaign, not one to unseat you. Do you think that's how it plays out?
Certainly the main issue that was apparent in Llandysul was the issue of parking and the recession, and businesses are finding it tough. But nonetheless, he's been promising that he will get free parking to Llandysul and sort out the yellow lines, etc. that we've got there. I really think that we'll be talking in a few years' time, and that won't be the case. But there we are. The people have been hoodwinked for the time being, and only time will tell now if he's going to be able to manage to do that.
So you describe it as a single-issue campaign in some respects?
Yeah, it looks pretty much like it, yeah. But, I've been there for 27 years as an elected member. Perhaps people want to change as well.
Do you think you might
And it's a very strong for Plaid Cymru as well. I've done well to hold it for so many times without being ousted.
Do you think you might say come back from Keith Evans in the future?
No, it was always my intention. After the, if I'd been successful to represent again Llandysul on this occasion, I'd be retiring then in 5 years' time, because I'd have served then in excess of 30 years for the community, and I think that's, you know, an excellent record, if you like, of serving your community. So I deserve a bit of time for myself, I think, now.
Thank you very much, Keith Evans.
Pleasure.